Hello everyone, I am a man of many manga, and this is Highlight, a series where I take a manga that has done something incredible and talk about what exactly that thing is. This week, we're going to be talking about One Piece by Eiichiro Oda, but more specifically, we're going to be talking about navigation in the One Piece world. By the way, this video may contain spoilers for up to chapter 819 of the One Piece manga, so if you're not that far, get there, then come back. So, a very unique feature of the world of One Piece is that its technology is a mixture of science fiction, steampunk, gothic, neo-Arabian, Scythian, and a mixture between the Bronze Age and the Mesoamerican pre-classic era. By the way, the Skypiea was a really weird arc for this. But there's giant, scary laser cyborgs with robotic brains, and there's also transponder snails used to communicate over long distances, but at the same time, there are islands which are stuck in the late Jurassic period. The in-canon reason for this is that the islands in the Grand Line, where the majority of One Piece takes place, are isolated to the point where they develop unique civilizations and climates. Due to the difficult nature of navigating the Grand Line, it's incredibly difficult to conduct trade, form alliances, and, most importantly, spread and share information. So now let me cut to the chase. Why is this video about navigation? Well, let's run through our One Piece chronology a little bit. And when I say run, I mean sprint. So Luffy randomly floats in a barrel until he runs into Kobe, who takes Luffy to Zoro, who randomly float and then starve and then get carried away by a bird, to Nami, who is the navigator. Oh, thank God, now the plot can start. Fast forward past an hour's worth of admittedly critical content that I'm going to need to get to eventually, to the Grand Line, and here we meet Crocus, the man who tells them that in order to progress through the Grand Line, they need a log pose, a compass-like navigational device, a necessity for traveling the Grand Line. The log pose very quickly becomes a literal plot device, and by very quickly, I mean that its existence instantaneously fills two plot holes, one from Gaimon's island in the East Blue and one from Don Krieg's crew at the Baratier, and the very first one we see is broken, replaced, and used as a determiner for which island they visit first, all within chapter 105, appropriately named Log Pose. Just as we've entered the Grand Line, we've learned many critical things that seal the events to come against any future plot holes. Why it's hard to get to the Grand Line, why it's hard to traverse the Grand Line, and why the log pose is so damn important. But it isn't until we leave Whiskey Peak that the inconvenience of the regular old log pose becomes apparent. We learn that the reset time for the log pose on Little Garden is a whopping 1 year, and it's here that the Eternal Pose and its benefits instantly become apparent. Later, when we finally get knowledge of Vivre cards from Ace, they answer the later supposed plot hole of how Ace knew where Blackbeard was and how he was able to follow him all the way back to Drum Island. And it's not until Jaya that we hear of an additional means of navigation in the form of the Southbirds, in order to find the knock-up stream to get to Skypiea. But it's now that an important question comes to mind. Isn't it interesting how many islands are simply not findable? Or rather, how have the Straw Hats visited so many islands and places that don't appear on a log? Aha! Now the plot thickens. It's a very common theme in One Piece to discuss the concept of censorship, particularly by the world government, and I could devote an entire web series, nay, an entire YouTube channel, nay, an entire subreddit, podcast, and website to discussing the underlying lore and subtext of the One Piece universe. But its uniqueness in geography, history, and navigability are all deeply, deeply interconnected concepts. I would like to direct your attention to the most literal map modification we directly see in all of One Piece: the Buster Call on Ohara. A Buster Call is directly equated to erasing an island from the map, which, in a lore full of theoretical terraforming, satellite destruction, and men who have the power to literally destroy and reshape the world, suddenly this word choice becomes incredibly significant. So, you're the world government, and you have to erase an island from the map. How do you do it? With all the possible ways to navigate to an island, here's how to get rid of it. If it's not in the Grand Line, things suddenly get a lot easier, doesn't it? You don't have any poses or anything you have to worry about. All you gotta do is destroy all the maps with that country on it, reprint maps without it, and then you're good, right? Sadly, you'd be wrong there. The sickening reality of the situation is that as long as a single individual remains alive on that island, there is a slim chance that someone could find it, all because of a humble invention known as the Vivre card. If someone on that island had a Vivre card, all you need is one of those for that person and you'd be able to get there. So, on any island you wish to erase from the map, you must kill every living person on that island. Suddenly the Buster Call makes a lot more sense, doesn't it? It's very interesting to think about how much thought Oda put into the One Piece universe, especially when considering the ramifications that something as simple as a compass can have on the fate of all the world's citizens. Thanks for watching this episode of Highlight. If you know of a manga that has done something incredible, let me know what it is in the comments down below. See you next time.